Right. Hello again, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about a separate issue that Descartes addresses in his philosophy. Right. So this doesn't have anything to do with what we've been talking about with the meditations and with radical doubt. So philosophers in Descartes' time were really interested in what's called the mind-body problem. So, um, philosophers at that point in time believed that human beings were made up of a body and a soul or a mind, right? So, bodies are material objects, and minds and souls, presumably, are immaterial objects, right? So, so we have, according to Descartes and other people who were writing at the time, or many other people, he endorses a kind of dualism, which is the view that people are composed of material and immaterial parts. So something like, when you imagine a golden mountain, right? There is no actual physical golden mountain. Rather, you see an image of a golden mountain, sort of in your mind's eye, right? So there seems to be that the mind is not reducible to its physical parts, or at least they thought in this day and age. So we might think that there is something kind of immaterial going on, and there's something material going on as well, right? And this view is called dualism. So here's the problem. Given that the causation relation, right, requires that you have two physical objects, how is it that an immaterial soul or mind can cause physical events or interact with material bodies? How is it exactly that our soul can interact with something that is material? That's the question here. So, a lot of different philosophers give different answers to this question, right? So we won't be talking about Montesquieu, but he thinks that you got to put God in the process, and so God is the link by which our souls or minds can interact with our physical bodies, right? This view is called occasionalism. So by contrast, Descartes wants to give like a more concrete solution. So he picks out a part of the brain, right? That called the pineal gland. And according to Descartes, this little part of the brain is the quote unquote seat of the soul, right? So our soul is actually in a physical place. It's immaterial, but it like interacts with one physical place. And that is the pineal gland, like in the kind of in the back of our brains. So even though the soul is immaterial, the pineal gland has some kind of special feature uh, where it can it can interact with our immaterial soul or our immaterial mind, right? So Descartes wants to say, look, there is no mind body problem because the pineal gland has a special feature that makes it able to interact with immaterial objects. So today we've very briefly gone over Descartes' solution to the mind body problem. We went over also what the mind body problem is, and we went over what dualism is.